Good morning, everybody. How are you? Are you well? It's me, Mrs. Warburton. This, I just realised, I think this might be your last online learning maths lesson with me because it's Friday today, isn't it? I mean, I'm recording it, not on a Friday, but for you right now, it's Friday and it's your last week of online learning. This is your last online learning maths lesson. Oh yeah. Give yourself a pat on the back. How many weeks is that of this we've gone through? Pat, give yourself a high five. You've done so well, children. Oh, I feel like this is a moment. Okay, let's crack on then. Right, today we're doing shape. This week we've done lines of symmetry, haven't we? Drawing lines of symmetry and sorting shapes, because we're all part of our shape unit that we're doing at the minute. Your final online learning maths lesson today is about making patterns with 2D shape. So a lovely lesson to finish our journey together on. So without further ado, today I've been more organised with my share screen and I am ready for that share. There will be no messing around. Hang on. Are you ready? Are you steady? Let's share. Today we're making patterns with 2D shapes. Slideshow from beginning. Okay, here we go. We're ready. You know all the names for the 2D shapes now, don't you? So we've done that. We've looked at edges, vertices, lines of symmetry. We're pretty confident with our shapes. So today it's all about exploring what we can do with those shapes and how we can spot patterns and units of repeating patterns. So get ready for our introductory 3 questions. I'll read them out quickly for you, then you can pause me, try and work out the answer as like normal, and then we'll come back together and we can see if you got the right answer. Question 1 is which is a 2D shape? Question 2 is which is a 3D shape? Question 3 is which word would come next? And then you need to read those words in the sequence that they're written down and see if you can work out which word is next. Pause me now, work out the answers. Go. And let's see if you got the right answers. I mean, I think you've all got the right answers. Which is a 2D shape out of these two? It is a triangle, not the cone. It does look triangle shape, doesn't it? But the other one's a 3D cone. This one is a triangle. Brill. Next. 2, which is a 3D shape. There's a cuboid right there. Can you see it? That's the 3D shape, not the rectangle. A huge well done for those of you that got it right. Yeah, man. And question 3, which word would come next? So you put on your reading eyes and you read the words that were there. Let's read them out together now. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Which word comes next? That's right, up. And there's a pattern right there for you. It's like a word pattern, isn't it? Could be a movement pattern. Anyway, let's learn. So what are patterns, children? What is a pattern? There's a pattern coming out in front of us here. Can you see it? There you go. Can you see there's pattern 4 is there? It's repeating, isn't it? Oh, I've just given you an answer. It says, what do you notice? Well, the pattern that we've got here is a repeated pattern. You all knew that anyway. It's fine. It's repeated because the colours go in one after the other. Red, yellow, back to red, back to yellow, red, yellow. And there's like a sequence of those 2, we call it an A-B pattern because there's 2 colours in play here, one after the other. There's another pattern coming up now. And I like this one because Oh, you'll find out in a minute. Right, look at this pattern first before I get distracted. Right, there's a fish. A little goldfish. Actually, this one's a big goldfish because there's the little goldfish. So watch closely and see if you can work out what the pattern is with these fishes. Fish. Have you worked it out? That's right. Big fish, little fish. Big fish, little fish. Big fish, little fish. If you say out what you can see when you're trying to identify patterns, sometimes that can help you hear the pattern as well as see the pattern, and that can help you out. I like doing actions as well, just because, you know, I'm a bit like that. And to further that one, so I go big fish, little fish, big fish, little fish. See if you can do that first of all. Big, little fish, big fish, little fish. Then we'll add in a third element. Getting far too carried away. Big fish, little fish, cardboard box. Big fish, little fish, cardboard box. You try. Big fish, little fish, cardboard box. Big fish, little fish, cardboard box. Now that pattern is a bit trickier because it has a third element to it. That would be an ABC pattern, that would, if it's got 3 parts to it. We'll move on to that in a bit. Anyway, repeated patterns. Have a look around your room that you're in right now. Can you see any patterns anywhere? Have a look at the ceiling. Are there there's patterns on this ceiling. Look. Repeated squares. Maybe there might be patterns on your sofa, on your curtains, on a rug, on a cup. Grey, white, grey, white. Have a look around and see what patterns you can see around your house. Can you identify if they're repeated patterns or not? And then let's move on. Oh, here comes Tiny the tortoise. He's our nice friend, isn't he? Oh, he's saying something. What's he saying? Is this a pattern? Yes, Tiny, that is a pattern. We see that pattern a lot in games, don't we? Board games. Chess, for example, uses that board. It's black and white squares repeated. Well done, Tiny. You spotted a pattern. What objects are repeating? What comes next? You ready? What objects are repeating? What comes next? So, here's our first pattern. Remember what I said earlier about if you say it out loud, then you might be able to hear the pattern as well as see it in front of you. Let's say what we see so that we can hear the pattern as well as see it. Are you ready? Blue triangle, yellow triangle. Blue triangle, yellow triangle. Blue triangle, yellow triangle. Blue triangle. That's right. It's a yellow triangle that comes next. Brilliant. Well done, everybody. Now, when you look at this pattern closely, you can see the different units of repetition, or the units of repetition, repeat units. And these have been circled in that blue outline. And there's 2 different parts to this pattern. There's the blue triangle and the yellow triangle. So these have been identified and pulled out. So sometimes when you're looking at a pattern, if you're not saying it, if you're just looking at it and you identify that unit of repetition, then you can work out what's going to come next. And we can see each of these boxes has a blue and a yellow in. So this box at the end has only got the blue in, it doesn't have the yellow in. So even if we hadn't have said anything when we were saying out the pattern, and you just split it into those units of repetition, you can use your eyes to see quite clearly the missing triangle is the yellow one in that final box. Another way of spotting patterns. Oh, hello. You, little boy, what are you saying to us? I know what comes next if I say the pattern. Ah, we know that too. Thank you for helping us out, little boy. If you say the pattern out loud, children, it can really help, can't it? Yes, it can. There we go, the yellow triangle. Okay, here's Amir, and he has been learning about patterns too in his maths lessons. He's made a pattern for us, everybody. Oh, and he's used different shapes. That looks nice, doesn't it? What's going to come next, do we think? What did we just talk about? About ways to work out which is what's going to come next in our pattern. We could say it out loud, couldn't we? Pause me for a minute and have a think. What's going to come next in Amir's pattern? Maybe if you say the shapes out loud, that will help you to work out your answer. Did you do it? Is it going to be an orange circle? Is it going to be a star? See, Warburton, stop being so silly. Let's say it out together then. Blue rectangle, green triangle. Blue rectangle, green triangle. Blue rectangle, green triangle. Is that what you thought at home? Well done. Brilliant. That was easy, wasn't it? Easy peasy, Mrs. Warburton. Okay, well, Amir's not finished there. I'll let you know. He's going to carry on. He's doing a different sort of pattern down here. So off he starts. We've got a yellow circle. Good. One yellow oval. What's going to come next then? Yellow circle. Oh, no, it's not. It's an oval again. I wasn't expecting that. That's different, isn't it? Okay. What a lovely pattern. What a lovely pattern, Amir. Should we say the pattern out loud, everybody, so we can work out what's going to come at the end? This isn't a AB pattern anymore. We're just 2 bits. There's another element to it. Okay, let's say it together. Circle, oval, oval. Circle, oval, oval. So what's coming next? That's right. Circle, oval, oval. Saying out loud can really help you recognize the pattern quickly. Ah, here's a lovely family portrait. Look at their doggy. He's a cutie tootie. Right, this family portrait surrounded by patterns. Can you see? What patterns have we got here at the top? Oh, a pentagon, a hexagon, and a square. I don't know what you've got to think about at this point. What is it? Oh, I know what you've got to think about at this point. Right, I've helped you out a little bit, but that's fine. Have a look at the pattern around the outside of this family portrait. There's 2, aren't there? One at the top and one at the bottom. Can you work out what the unit of repetition is? So what sequence does it follow? Pause me and see if you can work out the unit of repetition for the top and the unit of repetition for the pattern at the bottom. Welcome back. Now, I definitely helped you out on the top one, didn't I? Because I started saying it because we know that that's a really good way for us to work out the pattern quickly, because it's when you hear it, it just sinks in faster, I think. And it had a pentagon, hexagon, square. Then it went back to the beginning again. Pentagon, hexagon, square. Pentagon, hexagon, square. Can you see that? Pentagon, hexagon, square. Pentagon, hexagon, square. So one unit of that is the ABC pattern, pentagon, hexagon, square. And it's that that's then repeated over and over again. Similarly, the one underneath also follows the ABC repeated pattern. There are 3 parts to it before it then repeats. Square, or little square, big square. Little square, big square. Little square, big square. So our unit of repetition is little square, big square. Oh, oh, I don't know what my PowerPoint's doing. Here you can see clearly the top unit of repetition, the bottom one doesn't show us, but we've talked about it. Let's move on. So your turn, have a go on the sheet. Questions 1, 2, and 3 on the worksheets, all about patterns and repeated patterns. Have a go at it. I'll see you back here shortly. Keep your work neat. See you in a mo. And welcome back. Was that all right for you? Was that okay? Brilliant. We're going to carry on because old Dora's here. Hello, Dora. Hope you're well. Welcome to the lesson. Come and join the fun. Now, Dora's being asked to do something by her teacher. She's being asked to, well, the teacher's saying, look in the speech bubble here. It says, will you draw me a pattern that goes rectangle, square, triangle? Then repeats, please. Ooh, Dora, this sounds exciting. Right, give it a go. See if you can have a go at home as well to see if you can draw that pattern. So you'll be having a go at the same time as Dora. Remember that you were asked to do a rectangle, square, and triangle. Pause me now, have a go, and then we'll come back and see if you do the same as what Dora's done. Welcome back. How did he get on? How did he get on? Oh, I'll tell you what I should have done. I should have done it as well. Right. You were asked to draw a pattern that goes rectangle. Remember at the beginning of lockdown when I had a big whiteboard with me all the time? The good old days. Right, rectangle. And then it asked for a square. My squares. Your squares will be much neater than mine. And then a triangle. I'm going to do a little triangle. And then it just asked to repeat. So when you're repeating it, they all need to be the same size as the first unit. You see, there's my first unit. There. That's that. That's the initial instruction. So then to get it, the pattern right, you need to make sure you copy it out then exactly the same as how you did in that first unit. There's my repeated pattern, and so on and so forth. How did you get on? Let's see how Dora got on. Ah, well done, Dora. That looks brilliant. Can you see she's got her rectangle, square, triangle, rectangle, square, triangle, rectangle, square, triangle, rectangle. Well done, Dora. That's a really good effort. Ooh, look at this, everybody. Here's a question. What will be the 11th shape in the pattern? So we've got this pattern in front of us. We have to work out which will be the 11th shape in the pattern. Let's count how many shapes are there already, because that's a good place to start. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 shapes in that pattern so far, and we have to work out what the 11th is. So that's okay, that's doable, right? Should we say the pattern out loud so we know what's going to come next? Right, get your voices out, children. Here we go. Let's shout it out loud. Rectangle, square, triangle, rectangle, square, triangle, rectangle, square, triangle, rectangle, square. It's a square, everybody. Well done. If you already knew that the shape following the rectangle is the square. That's super duper work. It's a square. Right, here's another lovely pattern. Looks a bit like a wiggly worm. Some beads. But unfortunately for that pattern, 2 of the beads have rolled away. And they've been placed out here. Can you see? Where's my mouse? There we go. Look, these 2 beads have rolled out of the pattern. Do you think we can work out which bead came from which part of the pattern? It says here, which objects are repeating? And what has been knocked out of place? So can we work out which bead goes back to where it came from? Pause me for a minute and see if you can work it out. Hello. Did you do it? Did you work it out? Should we try together? Okay, right. I'm starting this side over here, you see? Okay, red, red, yellow, yellow. Red, red, yellow, yellow. So this one is going to have to be red because it goes red, red, yellow, yellow. Red, red, yellow, yellow. So that's red, red, yellow, yellow. Red, red, yellow, yellow. Red, red, yellow, yellow. Aha. So that means, let's see if we're right. Is that what you thought at home? Red and 2 yellow. 2 red, 2 yellow. This one most definitely is a red. 2 yellow, 2 red. And then we said the yellow goes over there. Well done, everybody. Good working out. That was a trickier one, wasn't it? Those pesky beads rolling all over the place. Now that pattern is complete. It is a repeating pattern once more. Okay, on your worksheets, can you go and have a look and complete questions 4, 5, and 6? Go and have a go at 4, 5, and 6 because there's even more when you do that. Then come back here and I'll still be here waiting. Woo! And then we'll go over the last part of the lesson together after that. Keep your work neat. I'll see you in a mo. Read the question carefully. Hi, everyone. Okay, let's move on. Now, this is nice. Dora's back with a little smile. She looks sweet. Now, she's made us a pattern. And it's a circular repeated pattern. Hasn't she been busy? It looks really nice. I'm just looking at all the shapes in there and all the colours. Oh, have a think. Hang on, I've not told you what to have a think about yet. Right, I want you to think about where could this pattern start? Where's the beginning of this pattern? I think that's all I want you to think about for now. Have a good look at it. It's quite an interesting pattern. And see if you can work out where the start of it is. Pause me now. Welcome back. It doesn't matter, does it? It's a bit of a trick question, that was. Because it's circular, it's just going round and round and round. So there's not really a specific start place. It's not like there's a start line and that goes to be like it's a horizontal line or a vertical line. It just goes round and round and doesn't stop. So we could start at the triangle here at the top and go triangle, rectangle, square, oval. Triangle, rectangle, square, oval. Triangle, rectangle, square, oval. You could start there, or you could start at the square. Square, oval, triangle, rectangle, square, oval, triangle, rectangle. Doesn't matter. But the repeated pattern is all the way around. And this time they've got a triangle, rectangle, square, and oval. There are 4 parts in that repeated unit, aren't there? So it's getting a bit trickier. Right, the good thing about a circular pattern, part of the fun of a circular pattern is you can add things in and take things away wherever you like, keeping it repeated, but you still can. So here we've added in a cross, a yellow cross just before the triangle. So that's going to be my start place, I think. And put one in there too. Okay, let's see if we can work out where the last one goes. So we've got, where's our mouse gone? There it is. Cross, triangle, rectangle, square, oval. Cross, triangle, rectangle, square, oval. Cross must go there. Cross, triangle, rectangle, square, oval. Can you see how by saying it out loud, it makes it a lot easier to digest the pattern that's in front of us? Because sometimes when we see it, it's not always easy to break it down into that repeated unit, especially when they get a bit more complicated like this. Okay, I like this now. This is a really good circular repeated pattern. Let's take something away and keep it repeated. Dora, choose a shape, any shape. Which one do you want to take away? The ovals. Goodbye, eggs. Right. Is it still repeated, children? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where's the mouse gone? Oh, crikey. There we go. Okay. Is it still repeated, even though we took those ovals away? Let's say it out together. Nice and loud. Right. Cross, triangle, rectangle, square. Cross, triangle, rectangle, square. Cross, triangle, rectangle, square. Yeah. Still repeated, still working. So you can play around with different circular pattern, repeated patterns, and do all sorts of things with them, keeping them repeated, and they can get really quite complicated. So it's good fun. Thanks, Dora, for that. Let's move on. This is the last bit, I think. Quite straightforward. Sorry, there's something going on outside. I can hear a teacher. I think it's Mrs. Barber's outside. She's having a word with someone. Right. Make sure I'm behaving myself over this side of the room. Right, last bit of the lesson is purple and yellow shapes. Has anybody worked out, while I've been chatting away, the name of those shapes? Hands up if you spot a pentagon. Good, yes, that's right. There's a 5-sided shape there. It's the yellow one, isn't it? So we've got pentagons there. And what's that purple shape? Anybody worked it out yet? How many sides has it got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hexagon. Right, we've got purple hexagons and yellow pentagons, and they're following a pattern. Can you think of which shapes go in those blank boxes? Have a think now. Pause me, work it out. You got it? I think you've got it. I think you've got it. This is a good one. Right. Oh, right, we've got pentagon. I'm going to go by colour, I think, actually. Yellow, purple, 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 yellow, pentagon. Is that what you thought at home? Brilliant. Right. Can you, it's a blank board now, isn't it? No shapes on there. Can you have a go at making up your own repeated pattern using that board? So for that, you might just want to jot it down on some jot paper that you might have next to you with your pen, and see if you can jot down repeated pattern that goes round and round. Hello, Mrs. Barber. I'm just recording a lesson. I just said to them, I can hear Mrs. Barber outside and she sounds very strict, so I'm going to stay in this corner. Oh, I am. No, don't worry at all. I'm nearly done. Right, children, I'm going to go because there's everyone's going everywhere. If you want to take a photo of those patterns you just did on your drop paper and send them in, that would be lovely to see them, because you know I always love to see your work, and Mrs. Elloway and Mrs. Walton, we all love to see your work. Finally, have a go at question 7 on your worksheet, and then you're done. Woo! And then that is our home learning maths lessons done, because next week you're with me here. Yay! I can't wait to see you. So I'm very excited. Have a brilliant weekend. Stay out of trouble. Hang on a minute. Yo, stay out of trouble. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the weather. I don't know what the weather's going to be like there where you are, because I'm recording in the past now, and the weather's quite nice here at the minute. But get out and get some fresh air, and I'll see you on Monday. No, I won't see you on Monday because I don't work on a Monday, but you'll be here on a Monday with Mrs. Walton and Mrs. Elloway, and it's just far too exciting, isn't it? Take care. I will see you soon. Bye. Well done for working so hard as always. Bye.